Now run this database creation command, and Doctrine is the ORM pack library, so it will run after installing ORM package. So I am going to run this command, and it will create database for us, which we will set in our environment file. You can see that it is created new database for us without any table. For the table, we want to create these blog post and blog category table. We will run this command, and ensure that you should have not any migration in migration folder. What is migration? The migration is when we will make any new classes, entity classes changes, then new migration will create here. And if we will run migration, then every new changes will append in our database. So you can say that migration is directly related to your database schema or design. Okay, now run this migration command. It will make new migration in migration directory. You can see that it create new migration. See this, it is created new migration which has all table which we are listed in our entity folder, like blog post, blog category, and it already created all the field for us. Okay, now run this command is just create new migration. Now we want to run migration to add columns and tables in our database. For that purpose, I am going to run this command, and it is saying that do you want to delete all old data and schema? Yes. And after that, we are going to see our database, and you can see that it makes all table for us. I already made 3 classes, and also I make new 2 classes. And for blog post, you can see that we have same fields which we made using command prompt, like title and creation ID. And I make this table as a foreign key for this blog post table, and you can see that it has foreign key with this blog post category table, and also it has blog title, blog length, which we created in our blog post class. This is good strategy that instead of making a whole database, make classes for your program or project, and migration command will automatically make database for you. Even it will make relation for you. You can check that it has create a new foreign key relation of this blog post table with blog category table ID. Now for the testing purpose, I will show you how we can make code, create, update, read and delete functionality for this post category table. For that purpose, I am going to use this command, but before run this code command, you should have prereq, which is twig bundle. You should run this command composer prereq. I already installed, that's why I am not going to run this command. After installing this command, you should run this command make code, and it will automatically create code for any of our entity. It is asking the entity name postcat. I am going to set it as postcat. It will automatically create cuts, delete, edit, read and delete command for us. We can see that it already make a new controller name as postcat controller for us, and it will create everything for us like read, update, delete and add for us. Now everything is ready for us, but instead of normal URL, we want to make it as admin, and we are going to delete this thing, which will automatically use postcat, and after that it will append this URL. So I am going to make each URL by own. That's why I am going to use it as post/cat. Same for this new, same for this, also same for this. Now our post category controller is ready. We will test it To test and run Symfony, we will use this command to start our Symfony server. Our Symfony server is running on 8000 port. I am going to run 8000 port, and you can see that our Symfony 5 is running well. After the testing of this page, I am going to go on this page, and you can see that it already make a new page for us, which will able to create a new post category. I am going to click on create new. When we will click on create new, it will goes on post get new. This link is also defined, which is admin post get new. We can direct go to this page 8000/. This is a post request. Also it is supporting get, but if it will have post request, then we will test it using Postman. So instead of direct adding it, I am going to use this same page. Go test it as cat1 and set any date which you like. Click on save button, and you can see that it already added new category. We can show this category. Click on show button, and it will go to this path. For edit, it will go to this path. We can even test it edit path, which is goes to 1 and edit path. Okay, we can also test edit command 11 update. You can see that it changed category. We can add any new category, name as cat22. Now our code is ready. Even you can set design for this page, like I set setting for this page, which is sensor detail controller, which is admin sensors, and you can see that it is good looking page. Even it has good create page, and you can see that it is look good design. You can change this design using this file. Like I am going to show it for sensor page. For sensor, it has different templates, and it make for every entity. Like for sensor detail, I change this index.html. I added different styles, and also added JavaScript. Also same for edit page, I set different design. Like see this. You can also set it for this blog post, and if you want to get the code for this sensor detail page, you can go to this repository where I have all code for this demo. Also you can check other RESTful stuff related to my work. Like for sensor measurement, I made different test cases. Like if you go to this path, this is the sensor ID. In my case, I don't have any sensor ID. That's it will send that it is invalid data. For the test purpose, I am going to show you that it is just getting the UID from this table. Sensor detail, it don't have any UID related to this. That's why it's showing error. So I am using this UID. But it don't have any data in this table, so that's why it's showing error. For this purpose, you can see my previous video related to this sensor project, where you can able to know that how I put data in this table so that I can view the report of this page. Like in this documentation, you can see that if I am going to send this data on this path, it will send this data into the table. I already defined this RESTful path. Like you can see that it already defined different path. You can make as many as path you want, and when this path will hit, and it will go to this function. And you can note that you can also set these routes in root file, also in config root YAML file. But if you want to use this strategy, then you should have annotation packages also. So install annotation package if you want to use this strategy. This is the basic concept of Symfony. If you don't know how Symfony basic things work, you can download this project, which is very basic, and it is using a annotation. You can use this package. I already installed this package, that's why I am using this strategy. So when I will call this root, it will go to this function. And if you want to see that how many root you have defined, you can run this command. I am going to stop my project, and you should have in your project directory, and run this command. It will show the all roots which exist in your project. And if you know more about these sensors, alerts, things related to this project, then you will go to my previous video where I have defined that how these RESTful API related IoT sensor things works. You can see my old video where I am showing that how I send these requests. Now I think you have idea how Symfony works, how you can make a new entities, how you can make a database, and after that we can migrate our scripts and insert our fields and tables into database automatically, and you can understand how curve works and also RESTful API works in Symfony. But please ensure that you should have these packages installed in your system, and this is all about these things. But if you want to test your script, for that purpose Symfony has very good library named as PHP Unit Bridge. You should install this library. I already installed. After that you will make a new folder named as test, and in test folder make a new folder named as util, and make as many as test cases you want. In my case I made one sensor test case. You can make as many as function, and it will test all function one by one. When you will write the code here, you need to just run this command. It will run all cases under this folder and run all function considering as a new case. Like in this case I have 3 cases because I have 3 function. And if you want to run any specific file, then you will run this command. It will run specific test cases within this file. So I am going to test this command, and it will run all these cases for us. You can see that it ran all cases and it failed one case, which is this one. As I am checking that is my RESTful API URL using GET requests sending 200 successful or 400 error response. Like you already seen that when I send request with invalid ID, then I get response as 400. Like going to sensor measurement controller, here you can see that if users putting any invalid UID, then it will show the error invalid UID value and also send bad request, which is 400. And it is for test case it is sending invalid ID, so that's why it is sending 400. This is the same invalid ID, but it has 200, which is for okay response. So I am going to also set this as 400 because it's invalid ID and it will send response as 400. So this test case will match with this 400. Save it and run again. This use case has not working because ID is not valid, so I am going to commit this use case. For testing purpose I am showing these 2 test cases, so I am going to run again, and you can see that it is working but has some incomplete, which is this test case which is incomplete. That's why it's showing incomplete. For other 2 cases, which is good. You can see more about these test cases execution and explanation. You can see my other video which has detail related to these test cases in my previous video. Okay, This is all about from my side. Now you are able to understand how Symfony 5 RESTful API and microservices works, and I even show you how CRUD works and also integrate our Symfony project with MySQL. Thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.